Hey everybody, I'm Eternal Flame here, and today I want to talk about the recent news and how I feel about it and what's likely coming next on this channel in particular, which that news is JJK is going to end in 5 chapters. Yeah, that's right, the manga is going to end in 5 chapters. The exact date it's going to end is September 30th. And to be honest, I'm still getting my thoughts together about how I feel about all of this. I'm really conflicted. There's a part of me that's very happy and satisfied with this story. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is a really good story. Is there more we could have gotten from the story? Of course there is. There are so many more avenues Gege could have gone to explore the story, so many more things Gege could have shown about the world to give it that much more depth if he really wanted to. However, I do believe JJK, at least right now, is a satisfactory enough story depending on how it ends. Now, of course, an ending can end up ruining what I'm about to say, but I still think right now the story up to that point has been satisfactory with everything, and I absolutely love the story. Now, I do ultimately think that Sukuna is going to lose in the end, but right now that's kind of irrelevant in my mind whether Sukuna loses or wins, but I am on the side that Sukuna is going to lose. However, I'm very much satisfied with this entire story. I believe a lot of things have been delved into that Gege wanted to delve into quite well. Yuji as a character and his development, Gojo and his impact on the world, Sukuna as a character, Megumi as a character. I can go into depth with everything that I think that Gege wanted to develop and say he ended up succeeding in his goal, but I'd be here all day. But basically, all this is just to say, JJK is a satisfying story. Now yes, I wish there was more. The Gege has done an excellent job in making me and a lot of people wish there was more, down to the point where a lot of people believe that Gege can't wrap this story up to be satisfactory in 5 chapters. But in my opinion, that's more so because a lot of people put too much importance in things that actually aren't as important. Unfortunately, some things are just not going to have answers or just never going to be cleared up. For example, I don't think we're going to see the merger at all, or we're going to see what the merger does. I hope we do end up seeing what the merger does, but I doubt we are going to end up seeing it. However, that's sort of just how JJK is. So instead of looking at the story for what it could have done, for what was missing, I would recommend looking at it for what it had done, the amount of time and joy that it had given you guys, or just your feelings on the actual story itself, because I know a lot of people are satisfied with the story, like how I am satisfied with this story as well. Now, my thoughts are a little bit scatterbrained right now, mainly because I'm still just thinking about this, because this is very emotional for me for what I think is very obvious reasons, but I still am just really happy with how it's ultimately turned out. Now, of course, there are things that I wish Gege had done, but that's just for us to have to explore, and those are mysteries that are always going to appear in our mind for us to talk about, which I'm kind of okay with because I do like the community having discussion even after JJK ended, mainly because, in my opinion, if JJK just solved every question, while it would be a satisfying and good story, it would be a good story that you pick up, read once, and just decide to never check out again. I actually believe these unsatisfied questions can at least lead to some type of discussion in the JJK community staying alive, in a very similar way to Naruto and Naruto's community that managed to stay alive even though Naruto itself had been dead as a show and done as a show for a while. Of course, yeah, Boruto came in later on to fill in that gap, but for a while it was just people working off the Naruto content that we had. All this is just to say I'm very happy with JJK as a story so far. We know it's going to end in 5 chapters, and Gege is satisfied with the ending. So if Gege is satisfied with it, I'm curious to see why he seems so satisfied with it, and if it'll satisfy us. However, I am also just happy that Gege can find satisfaction in this ending. After all, we know how stressful writing JJK has actually been, especially on a weekly basis. So I'm curious to see what this final ending of JJK is going to be, and I'm also kind of curious to see if Gege is going to write more light novels in the future as well, just to add in more to the story, but that's also for the future to see. So yeah, that's basically how I feel about the ending of JJK. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the future of this channel, so if you don't really care about that, then thank you for coming by, and if you want to watch another video, I have a video I just recently released on What If Toji Turned Good episode 5, so you can check that out, or you can just continue on with your day, up to you. However, now I'm going to talk about the future of the channel. Up first, even though JJK is going to end, it's not really going to affect the contents of the channel that much, mainly because for a while now I have stepped away from making JJK theories. The main reason why I stepped away from doing that is mainly because I kind of put a lot of my main bets down for how I think JJK is going to go, and I didn't really have that much more I could add to the theory space, so I decided to kind of stop doing that, and decide to focus on what I've been doing instead, which is creating what ifs, creating a bunch of the other writing things that I've been doing for JJK recently that you guys really seem to like, so I'm going to continue with that I have no intention to stop anytime soon. Furthermore, I'm also planning to do things like versus battles, and I have some future videos planned as well that I really want to do that aren't just what ifs. For example, I really want to do a complete video on how strong is Yuji from end of story to start of story, and I'm planning to do some other videos too. I'm also planning to start to reach out to other anime as well. As you guys can see, I've already released a Killua vs Hisoka video, and I'm also planning to release a top 15 strongest Hunter x Hunter characters, which I made with my boy Satsuri, as well as a bunch of other Hunter x Hunter videos that I have planned out. I do also plan to introduce Naruto content as well as Avatar content to the channel. There are other animes I want to do as well, such as Gaiju number 8, Sakamoto Days, Dadadan, Fate, other stuff like that, and even Kagurabachi eventually as well. However, I need to read all of those, so those might take a bit more time in comparison to the anime I already said, because I've already read and watched them and know more than enough to make video content on them. Also, because I forgot to mention this, there's also going to be some Demon Slayer content on the channel as well, because I know more than enough to actually make content on that as well. There's going to be a very experimental phase on the channel. There are other anime I might end up covering. I don't really know yet. I want to see in the future, but we're going to enter into a huge experimental phase of what does and doesn't work for this channel. However, most of all, I want to take this chance to thank all of you for all the support you guys have offered to the channel, and the people who are going to stick around even after JJK is gone. But just know I'm not planning to stop just because JJK is going to go and it's going to be over. We're going to continue as long as we can, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. So I hope you all have a good day today. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out. Bye.